Former Arizona Governor Jan Brewer, I know you were at the border yesterday, but I can't believe how blithely the President of the United States, the ultimate keeper of our Constitution and all the rights that come with it, including the right to vote, legal citizens having the right to vote, blithely dismissing that. What do you think?
Shocking, absolutely shocking. His comments in response to her was just above the believability line. Neil, he should have absolutely set her straight that if you're not a citizen, you don't get to vote. And just because you're in our country undocumented, you're not a citizen. You know, they want to blur the lines. They want to make it okay. They want to include them into being privileged and being a citizen of the United States.
In other words, he is advocating for an illegal act here, that you are not a citizen of the United States, whatever your sympathies or preferences, you are not yet a citizen of the United States. So somehow you got away with getting your derriere into a voting booth and voting when you shouldn't have. And now you have the man who protects our Constitution, a higher figure than anyone else in this country, saying, don't worry, we're not going to chase you down, as you're doing this illegal act.
Absolutely, and it sounded to me like he was encouraging it.
Yeah,
you know, give
ahead.
it a go.
Vote. Don't worry, you're not going to have anyone from...
No problem.
Wow. I don't think I'd ever heard anything like that, ever, and I've heard a lot. So this is an issue that Donald Trump has been worried about, Governor. You had to deal with that head on. Who could forget that major airport scene with you and the president at that time, when you just let him know that this was out of control. It is still out of control, but what is your sense of where we go from here?
Well, I hope that on Tuesday we find a solution in electing Mr. Trump to the presidency of the United States, and the problem will get resolved at our borders with all this illegal immigration that's coming into our country.
But you know how it's being spun, though, and I know you can always look like a cruel ogre here, that, you know, these are contributing citizens. They want to be, you know, contributing and recognized people who are supporting the great American way, but they aren't yet. They aren't citizens yet. And yet our most sacred right, the right to vote, is sort of like a loosey-goosey rule. It is disturbing.
And they question the fact that if you have voter ID when you go to vote and when you register to vote, that is voter suppression. No, that is not voter suppression. You have to be a citizen, and you have to show ID, certainly when you even go get a library card. So it's so wrong the way they spin all of this. They don't support the Constitution. They don't support our rights as citizens. And we are concerned that when you go and vote, that you are a citizen and your vote will count. And for those undocumented people, they need to come in the right way, the legal way. And if they want to become a citizen, then stand in line and do it properly.
Yeah, but it's going to be framed, Governor, as you've touched on before, that you're heartless, even racist, to in this case, advocate for the U.S. Constitution. But I digress. Amazing.
We were at the border, Senator Sessions and I, yesterday, and the Border Patrol told us in 2015 there was 400,000 people arrested and held, and 80% of them were released back into the United States.
Wow. Governor, thank you very, very much. Again, I tend not to just go flying off the handle, and I don't mean to offend those who might interpret it that way, but you have the President of the United States right there saying, go ahead and do an illegal act. Go ahead, illegals, get into a voting booth. You don't have to worry about getting caught. We've got your back.